Welcome. So in this video, we're going to go through this past exam question. It is taken from 2021 Further Exam 2. It's question 4 and it's worth 2 marks. It says, 5 staff members in a leader's office played a round-robin video game tournament where each employee played each of the other employees once. In each game, there was a winner and a loser. A table of their one-step and two-step dominances was prepared to summarize the results. So as you can see, here it is. So you've got all your employees here, and you've got your one-step dominance, you've got your two-step dominance. Then it says, consider the results matrix shown below. So this thing right here. A 1 in this matrix shows that the player named in that row defeated the player named in that column. A 0 in this matrix shows that the player named in that row lost to the player named in that column. Use all the information provided to complete the results matrix below. So we need to complete this by using this information given to us right here. Now, in my opinion, whenever you're given a one-step and two-step dominance table, the best thing that you can do is create for yourself a little network diagram. So let's begin by doing that. Because we have 5 names here, you do want to set up your network in a certain way. What you want to do is you want to put I, and it really doesn't matter the kind of which letters you put, but you want to make it a star, all right? You want to make it a star shape like that. So I, J, K, L, and M. So as long as you've got it in the star shape, it really doesn't matter where you put the letters. The most important thing is you get put in a star shape. Otherwise, it just becomes kind of unwieldy and a bit disgusting. And once we start drawing out our lines, you'll see the shape of a star appear. Okay, so let's now begin doing this. The first thing that you want to go for is for Katie. And the reason why is because I look at Katie and I can see that Katie has one-step dominance and 1 two-step dominance. So let's really think this through. This 1 here is telling me that she beats 1 person. Katie beats 1 person. This 1 two-step dominance tells me that that 1 person that she beat 1 other person. That's the only way she can have a 1 two-step dominance. The 1 person she has beaten beat 1 person. So now what we're going to do is say, well, which of these people only beat 1 person? Well, that's Leslie. Leslie only beat 1 person. So that means Katie must have beaten Leslie in order for her to have a 1 two-step dominance. And we're going to talk through that process a lot because that really is the heart of what we are doing, being able to think that through. So if at the moment you're like, that doesn't make much sense, just stay with me as we go through this again and again, because it's literally that same skill again and again and again, you will get it. So I can say that Katie has beaten Leslie. So here's Katie, here's Leslie, just like that. And just like that, we have used all the information for Katie. So let's give her a tick. All right, let's now look at Leslie. Leslie has one-step dominance. That means Leslie beat 1 person. But do you see how she has 2 two-step dominances? That means the 1 person that she beat must have beaten 2 people, because that's the only way you could have 2 two-step dominances by beating 1 person. That 1 person you beat must have beaten 2 people. So that means Leslie must have beaten Mickey. So that means Mickey is the person that Leslie beat. So let's put an arrow from Leslie to Mickey. Just like that. And as you can see, we're just slowly building this up. All right, so let's give a tick to Leslie because we've used all her information there. Let's now go to Mickey. And this is where we're really going to stop and we're going to write down what it is that we've been doing for these first 2. And we're really going to just write it down so you really get it to sink into your brains. Mickey has 2 one-step dominances. So that means she beats 2 people. And then she has 4 two-step dominances. So that means, from the 2 people that she beats, so she has an overall 4 two-step dominances. So if we just think this through for a second, let's just highlight this and let's write ourselves a little note. All right, let's come here, we'll grab green. What this is telling me is I need 2 numbers because I've got a 2 here, that add to 4 because I've got a 4 there. I need 2 numbers that add to 4. And notice that this is exactly what we were doing previously. When we looked at Katie, we said we've got 1 here, we've got a 1 here. So we need 1 number that adds to 1. And the only way to do that is by 1. So we said Katie beat Leslie. And then we did the same thing for Leslie. Leslie had 1 one-step dominance and 2 two-step dominances. So we need 1 number that added to 2. And the only way to do that is to have 2 because it's just 1 number and you're already there. Now, this is saying I need 2 numbers that add to 4. I need 2 numbers that add to 4. And this is actually where we come to a little bit of a problem. Because if we look here for a moment, if I need 2 numbers that add to 4, it could be 3 and 1, couldn't it? because there are two numbers that add to 4. But do you notice how it doesn't necessarily have to be Ike and Katie? It might have been Ike and Leslie, because 3 plus 1 is 4. Or it might have been Jolene and Katie. Or it might have been Jolene and Leslie. So at the moment, we actually don't have enough information to determine who Mickey has beaten. So we're just going to leave it. So let's just jump and look at Kate. So if you ever come across a problem like that, just leave it till the end. And at the end, we'll be able to figure it out. So let's now look at Ike. So let's come here, and we should be able to look at this now and figure out how to read it. What this is saying to me is I need 3 numbers, because I've got a 3 here. I need 3 numbers that... Is that the word numbers? That looks horrendous. 3 numbers that add to 5. So 3 numbers that add to 5. All right, let's have a look. Well, the only way to do that is to go 3 plus 1 is 4 plus 1 is 5. 1, 2, 3 numbers, and 3 plus 1 plus 1 is 5. So that means we can say that Ike has beaten Jolene. Ike has beaten Jolene. Ike has beaten Katie. Ike has beaten Katie. And Ike has beaten Leslie. Ike has beaten Leslie. Perfect. And we have now gotten all the information from that one. So let's give it a tick. Bang. All right. Then we go to the next one. Now I will look at Jolene. All right. Jolene has 3 one-step dominances and 4 two-step dominances. And again, we should become really confident now with reading this. This is saying I need 3 numbers that add to 4. 3 numbers that add to 4. Well, the only way to do that, to have 3 numbers that add to 4, is to go 1 plus 1 is 2, and then plus 2 is 4. So I've got 3 numbers that add to 4. So that means, if I come here now, Jolene has beaten Katie. Jolene has beaten Katie. Jolene has beaten Leslie. Jolene has beaten Leslie. And Jolene has beaten Mickey. Jolene has beaten Mickey. Perfect. Now we have used all that information, so let's give Jolene a tick. And you see how we haven't yet given Mickey a tick? Because remember, we actually couldn't figure this out. But now that we've done everything else, you can see that Mickey has 2 wins and 4 two-step dominances. Well, if she has 2 wins, that must mean that Mickey has beaten Ike and Mickey has beaten Katie, because they're the only 2 left. And now you should see our star emerge, and we have used all our information. We are all done in creating our network. Now, obviously, I've gone through this bit slowly. In an exam situation or a test situation, you would have to move a bit more promptly, and you might think of other shortcuts throughout the way. Just like at this very end, we went through a little shortcut of going, well, we've only got 2 left. Mike must have been Ike. Oh, sorry, Mickey must have been Ike and Mickey must have been Katie, because I had 2 left. And then we can double check this works, because Ike and Katie, they have 3 wins, and then Katie has 1 win. 3 plus 1 is 4. So that satisfies this, 2 numbers that add to 4. But as you can see, you can work a bit quicker at this, but as we're learning, it's good to go slowly. Now, we're not actually done yet. Now, what we have to do is fill out our matrices below. So with the power of technology, I'm just going to bring this down. All right, now we come here, and now we're just going to fill out our table. So how many people does Ike beat? And now it's really easy just to look at this. And we can say, all right, how many people does Ike beat? Well, Ike beats everyone except for Mickey. Mickey beats Ike. So what I can do is I can put a 0 in the Mickey column, but then Ike beats everyone else. Then I'd go to Jolene. All right, let's look at Jolene. Jolene beats everyone except for Ike. Ike beats Jolene. So I'll put a 0 there, and then I'll put a 1, 1, 1 there. Katie loses to everyone except for Leslie. And as you can see, that makes sense. I've got all the arrows pointed to Katie except for the one that points to Leslie. Leslie loses to everyone except Mike. So I'll put a 1 there, and then a 0, 0, 0 there. And then Mickey, now Mickey beats Ike and Katie. Mickey beats Ike and Katie, but then loses to everyone else. All right, let's now check this against our solution. So let's come and bring this over here. And let's just look at this for a moment. So as you can see, only 10% of people got this question correct. And then if we look at our answers here, we've got 1, 1, 1, 0, good, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1. That's already there. 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0. Perfect. And what does VCAR have to tell us about this? It says, only some students were successful in filling in the entire matrix. Thank you, VCAR. As you can see, This does seem a bit daunting at first, but it actually isn't too bad. Once you get the process down pat, you will find these questions very manageable, but it does take a little bit of practice at first. And you might like to watch this video again, just to make sure it all solidifies in your brain. All right, I'll see you later.